Listen closely, because this moment did not arrive at your life by coincidence. Something in your spirit already knows that what you are hearing right now carries weight, carries divine intention, carries a whisper from the heavens that refuses to let you remain ordinary. You weren't drawn here by curiosity. You were drawn here by alignment, by destiny, by a pull that feels almost invisible, yet impossible to ignore. There is a message hovering over your life right now, and it carries with it a holy reassurance your future is not abandoned, unguarded, or left to chance. Your future is being protected. Your destiny is under surveillance by the one who neither sleeps nor loses track of a single heartbeat in your chest. And right now, you are stepping into a revelation that will remind your spirit that you are seen, shielded, and sovereignly watched over. For so long, you've walked through seasons where uncertainty tried to creep into your soul like a cold wind under a closed door. You've wondered about tomorrow. You've worried about outcomes. You've questioned whether what is ahead of you is stable, or if life might suddenly shift again and leave you trying to rebuild from fragments. Life has stretched you. Experiences have tried to break you. People have misunderstood you, abandoned you, or underestimated you. There have been moments where you have looked up and silently asked, "What's going to happen to me? Where am I really going?" And yet even in those silent moments, something inside you refused to die. Something inside you refused to collapse. Something inside you kept believing that there was more even when the evidence wasn't always clear. That inner resilience wasn't just strength. It wasn't just personality. It was divine preservation. Right now, heaven wants you to know this. Your future is guarded. You are not walking blind. You are not stepping into chaos. You are not abandoned to fate or randomness. There is a watchful presence standing over the roadmap of your life, covering what you cannot see, protecting what you have yet to walk into, shielding what you haven't even prayed about yet. And in this message, you're going to understand why. So breathe. Settle your heart. Let your spirit lean forward, because soon you will understand that nothing about your life is fragile in God's hands. Something powerful is unfolding. Something sacred is rising. And before this is over, you will feel the peace of someone who knows I am guarded. I am covered. My future is safe in divine hands. And as your spirit rests in that truth, something even deeper begins to stir, because this reassurance is not coming from empty encouragement, not from human comfort, not from wishful thinking or poetic language, meant to soothe for a moment and fade. This is coming from a divine source, a holy authority, a presence that has watched over worlds, guided destinies, and written stories long before they ever unfolded in time. What is being spoken over you now originates from the One who crafted galaxies with intention, who breathed life into existence, who has never once lost control of what he has created. There is a divine gaze resting over your life, not a distant, indifferent glance, but a focused, intentional, deeply attentive watchfulness. It is the watch of a protector who refuses to let what belongs to him be stolen. The watch of a shepherd who refuses to let his own wander unguarded into danger. The watch of a father whose love is fierce, protective, and unwavering. You have been under divine observation long before you recognized it, long before you had language for your struggles, long before you understood your calling. Heaven has been tracking your footsteps. You see, there are moments in life when God makes himself profoundly near, not always through loud miracles or dramatic signs, but through quiet assurance, through unexpected strength when you should have collapsed, through peace that appears in circumstances that should have shattered you, through survival in moments where, statistically, emotionally, spiritually, you should not have made it. Those weren't coincidences. Those weren't accidents. Those were divine interventions, disguised as endurance. Those were silent miracles hiding in your story. Right now, God wants you to know that the same presence that kept you before guards you now and has already gone ahead of you into what is coming. You are not approaching an uncertain future. You are approaching a prepared one. Heaven has already walked your tomorrow. Heaven has already surveyed your next season. Heaven has already positioned protection, alignment, opportunities, and divine timing in places you haven't yet stepped into. And though you may not see it yet, the divine already does. This message is not just information. It is a divine reminder, a spiritual awakening, a gentle but firm hand resting over your heart saying, "You are safe. You are seen. You are guided. There is purpose to why you were preserved, purpose to why you didn't break, purpose to why you kept waking up even when life felt heavy. You are being carried forward by intention, not chance. So let your heart soften. Let your doubt loosen its grip. Let fear take a step back as faith begins to breathe again. Because what is unfolding in your life has heaven's signature on it. And whenever God places His name upon a future, nothing in existence has the authority to erase it. What you are about to discover is not simply that your future is guarded, but that it is guarded by the One who has never failed to fulfill what He has promised. And as this realization begins to settle into your spirit, something bigger, something prophetic begins to reveal its shape. Because this isn't just about comfort. It isn't only about reassurance. What is being spoken over you carries destiny in its breath. There is movement happening around your life that you may not fully see yet. Like shifting tides beneath the surface of the ocean, unseen currents are already guiding where your future will drift, and heaven is deliberately steering it toward purpose. There is a divine watchtower over your life, and from that high, holy vantage point, God sees what you cannot. He sees the roads ahead. He sees the storms that try to gather. He sees the doors that are meant to open and the ones that must remain closed for your protection. He sees the people who belong in your next chapter and the ones who cannot travel with you any further. While you are living moment by moment, God is overseeing the entire storyline, and right now, heaven is issuing a declaration over your journey. Nothing meant to destroy your destiny will reach you. You are moving into a season where divine protection is not just spiritual poetry. It is reality. There are battles you will never have to fight because God has already intercepted them in realms you cannot see. There are traps that will never catch you because heaven has already rerouted your path before you ever approached them. There are delays that will no longer hold you because divine timing has commanded movement. Even when it feels silent, unseen hands are working. But this prophecy is layered, not simple. Protection does not always mean you will avoid difficulty. Sometimes it means you will pass through things that should have destroyed you, but instead they refine you. Sometimes it means situations that looked like loss will secretly become preservation. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually heaven's security system, keeping you away from harm you didn't know existed. Sometimes God doesn't guard you by removing the storm. He guards you by strengthening the vessel so it cannot be broken within it. There will be moments ahead where you sense a holy interference. Plans may suddenly shift. Relationships may quietly fade. Opportunities you thought you needed may unexpectedly close. At first it may sting, it may confuse you. It may even make you question whether something went wrong. But in time, you will see it differently. You will look back and whisper, "That was protection. That was love disguised as loss. That was God standing watch." The prophecy over your life is this: your steps are guarded, your path is fortified, your destiny is under surveillance by heaven. Even the things you don't see coming are seen by the One who stands over time. There will be blessings ahead that you did not earn, favor you did not chase, and breakthroughs that will arrive not through striving, but through alignment. Your life will not simply drift. It will be guided. At the same time, don't be surprised if the atmosphere around you begins to feel spiritually alert. When heaven guards something precious, there is always resistance. You may sense moments of pressure, as if something unseen is pressing against the borders of your peace. But remember, pressure is often evidence of value. The guarded are rarely ordinary. The watched over are rarely insignificant. The protected are always purposeful. This prophecy is not meant to make you fearful. It is meant to anchor you in awareness. You are not unguarded. Your future is not exposed. Your destiny is not vulnerable to chance. God has encircled your tomorrow with His presence. And in the days ahead, there will be moments when this truth becomes so obvious, so undeniable, that your heart will feel it before your mind can explain it. So let this settle into you. Let it sink beneath the surface of your thoughts and root itself into your spirit. The unseen realm is already moving in your favor. Heaven is already positioned around your next steps. You're being watched over in ways far deeper than you understand right now. And soon you will begin to recognize it, not just as a promise, but as a lived reality. When you begin to understand that your future is guarded, something shifts on the inside. It changes the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself, the way your heart processes uncertainty. Because this is more than just a comforting statement. It is a spiritual law at work in your life. God never watches what has no value. Heaven does not guard the insignificant. Protection is proof of purpose. Being watched is evidence of being chosen for something greater than ordinary existence. There is a deeper spiritual principle at play here, one woven through Scripture, through history, through the very rhythm of creation. Anything that carries divine assignment is always shielded in seasons where it is vulnerable. Seeds are hidden in soil. Precious jewels are buried deep beneath the earth. Infants destined to change history are protected in baskets, hidden in deserts, shielded in obscurity. Even stars are wrapped in darkness before they are seen. You carry something like that inside you. Something not yet fully revealed. Something still unfolding. Something heaven refuses to let be destroyed. This is why your life has never quite matched the rhythm of everyone else's. While others lived carelessly, you were constantly being redirected, preserved, pulled out of situations, saved from people, blocked from paths that seemed appealing at the time. It wasn't punishment. It was protection working behind the scenes. Like a shepherd leading their sheep away from wolves, they cannot see God has been guiding you even when it felt like detours or disappointments. Think of your journey like walking a path through a vast, unseen forest. You cannot always see what's ahead. You only see the few steps in front of you. But above the forest is a higher view, a vantage point far beyond yours. From there, God sees valleys, cliffs, hidden pits, sudden drops, and dangerous terrain long before you ever reach them. So when He shifts your direction, delays your timing, or moves you away from something you thought you wanted, it is never random. It is strategy. It is foresight. It is protection shaped like patience. Divine timing is one of the greatest forms of spiritual protection. When something is delayed in your life, it is often because God refuses to let you step into a season you are not yet ready to carry. Blessings released too early can crush instead of uplift. Opportunities opened prematurely can break a soul still healing. Relationships formed at the wrong time can wound rather than build. So heaven guards timing the way a secure gate guards a sacred place. Not to punish you, but to preserve you for the right moment. Another layer of this truth lies in transformation. Protection is not only about shielding you from harm. Sometimes it is about guarding what God is building inside you. Growth requires privacy. Healing needs quiet. Transformation often happens in hidden places where God can reshape your identity, strengthen your spirit, and refine your character without the weight of outside pressure. If you've ever wondered why God isolated you, why seasons of loneliness appeared unexpectedly, why certain connections fell away when you wanted companionship, understand this: sometimes He hides what He values until it is ready to stand strong. Storms play a part too. You have walked through storms, not to be destroyed, but to be proven. Not to be shattered, but to be strengthened. The same way wind carves mountains and storms deepen roots, the challenges you survived have fortified you. And yet, even inside those storms, you were never unguarded. You were protected within what you endured. Have you noticed that some situations hurt you, but they did not break you? You were shaken, but never erased. You cried, but you did not collapse. That is guarded grace. Your journey is also about alignment. Doors do not open by coincidence. Encounters don't happen randomly. There have been moments where the right person appeared, the right opportunity showed up, the right message found you at the exact second you needed it. This is evidence of a guided path. Protection shapes alignment. God positions what belongs to you in your path and removes what does not serve your journey. Every divine connection, every breakthrough, every turning point in your story carries fingerprints from heaven. And then there is faith. Faith is the anchor that holds you steady while God orchestrates what you cannot see. When you embrace that your future is guarded, fear loses authority. Anxiety loses its grip. The unknown becomes less threatening because you know it is not unguarded territory. You may walk into mystery, but you never walk into danger outside of God's awareness. Even uncertainty becomes sacred when you trust the one guiding you through it. So breathe again. Lift your shoulders. Allow peace to settle, not because life is perfect or predictable, but because divine covering surrounds what you have not reached yet. Your future is not an empty hallway filled with shadows and risks. It is a guarded passageway, a protected corridor of destiny. Every step you take is watched. Every move ahead is considered by heaven. Every season coming has already been seen by the one who promises to be with you always. And soon, you will begin to notice signs that remind you, this is real, not theory. Signs that whisper, you are covered. You are guarded. You are not walking alone. And as this understanding sinks deeper into your spirit, something remarkable begins to happen. Awareness sharpens. You start to recognize patterns in your life that never made sense before, but suddenly feel intentional. The truth of being guarded doesn't just live in abstract belief. It reveals itself through signs, subtle ones, powerful ones, signs that whisper to your soul, reminding you that heaven has been active all along. One of the first signs is a strange, unexplainable peace in situations where you should be panicking. You'll notice moments where everything around you looks uncertain, yet something within you remains calm. This isn't emotional numbness. It's divine grounding. It's as if your spirit knows before your mind fully understands that what surrounds you is being managed by hands greater than yours. That steady peace is not natural. It is spiritual confirmation. Another sign is divine interruptions. Plans that fall apart suddenly. Opportunities that collapse at the last minute. Connections that fade unexpectedly. In the past, these moments may have frustrated or hurt you, but now you begin to sense something deeper: protection in disguise. Heaven does not allow what is meant to harm you to remain disguised as opportunity. When something is not aligned with your destiny, you'll often see it crumble, not because you failed, but because you were preserved. Then there is increasing spiritual sensitivity. Your discernment sharpens. You begin noticing when something doesn't feel right, even if you cannot explain why. Certain environments drain you more than they used to. Certain people no longer feel safe. Certain choices suddenly feel heavy. This heightened awareness is not paranoia. It is spiritual alertness. God sharpens the senses of those he guards so they can recognize danger early. You may also experience divine redirection. Doors close, yet others open unexpectedly. Paths you never considered begin appearing with strange clarity. You are led to be in the right place at the right time more often than coincidence can justify. Conversations arrive with perfect timing. Messages reach you exactly when needed. Provision appears in difficult seasons. This is heaven's choreography guiding your steps with brilliant precision. Another sign comes through emotional resilience. You notice that things that once broke you now only bend you. Attacks that once crushed you now strengthen you. Disappointments you thought would destroy you instead refine you. Somehow you keep standing. Somehow you keep healing. Somehow you keep rising. This resilience isn't simply growth. It is evidence of divine reinforcement around your life. And finally, perhaps the most personal sign, a deep inner knowing that you were never meant to live an ordinary story. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you questioned everything, something in you refused to fully give up. That voice inside, the one that kept saying, "There is more for me," was not delusion. It was destiny echoing inside your chest. So pay attention. The protection over your life is not silent. It leaves fingerprints. It leaves evidence. It leaves signs that gently remind you over and over again that you are watched, guided, and fiercely guarded. Not just occasionally, not just sometimes, but constantly. And understanding these signs prepares you for something even deeper. Recognizing that guarded destiny does not mean an easy path. It means a purposeful one. Yet even with divine protection surrounding your life, there is something important to understand. Being guarded does not mean being exempt from challenge. Heaven's covering does not remove every difficulty. It transforms the meaning of those difficulties. The road ahead may still carry weight. It may still stretch you. It may still require strength, patience, and faith. But every challenge you face will carry purpose, not chaos. Formation, not destruction. One of the first hidden challenges you may experience is misunderstanding. People may not recognize what God is doing in your life. Some will question your decisions. Others may misjudge your journey, thinking you're lost, when in truth you are being led differently. When heaven guards something sacred, not everyone is allowed to understand it. Isolation may appear not to punish you, but to preserve what is being developed inside you. Sometimes God separates before he elevates. Another challenge is delay that tests your faith. There will be seasons where nothing seems to be moving, even though your spirit knows something greater is ahead. You will feel tension between your potential and your present reality. This delay is not abandonment. It is strengthening. Waiting stretches faith. Waiting builds capacity. Waiting teaches trust. Heaven slows what it plans to sustain. Then there is internal warfare. Fear, doubt, old wounds. Insecurity, they may rise up trying to convince you that you are not worthy of what God has promised. The enemy often does not attack your future. He attacks your belief in your future. If he can weaken your confidence, he can slow your progress. But even in that inner battle, you are guarded. Grace is strengthening you. Divine peace is steadying you. Heaven is whispering, keep going. There is more. There may also be opposition from unexpected places. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some people are comfortable with the earlier version of you, the one who doubted, the one who settled, the one who didn't realize their worth. As you rise, you will outgrow environments that were never meant to hold your destiny. Doors will close, not because you failed, but because you no longer fit what they contain. That disconnection may hurt, but it is holy. And then perhaps one of the most painful challenges, silent seasons. Times when God feels quiet. Times when prayers feel unanswered. Times when you wonder if heaven still hears you. But understand this deeply. Silence is not absence. Silence is often strategy. When a teacher is silent during a test, it is not because they have left the room. It is because you are being strengthened to trust what you've already been taught. Every challenge you face on this guarded path is intentional. Not one tear is wasted. Not one struggle is pointless. Not one season is random. There is refinement in the resistance. There is wisdom being born through endurance. There is strength being sculpted through pressure. And through every challenge, one truth remains constant. You are still being watched over. You are still being shielded. You are still moving under divine supervision. You may feel pushed, stretched, and tested, but never abandoned. The story is still unfolding, and heaven is still standing watch. And now that you understand both the protection surrounding your life and the challenges that may come with it, the next question begins to form quietly in your spirit. How should I move forward? What am I supposed to do with this revelation? How do I prepare for what God is shaping ahead of me? Because being guarded is not passive. It is an invitation, a calling into deeper partnership with heaven's intention for your life. The first instruction is stay aligned. Alignment is not about perfection. It is about direction. It means continually orienting your heart toward God, even when life feels uncertain. It means choosing to stay spiritually aware instead of drifting into emotional exhaustion or distraction. There is something powerful that happens when you stay aligned. Internally, your decisions become clearer, your discernment sharper, your peace stronger. When heaven guards your future, your responsibility is to remain close enough to hear divine guidance. This alignment requires intentional stillness. The world is loud. Noise tries to drown out clarity. Fear, comparison, anxiety, and expectations from others can clutter your soul. But there is a sacred discipline in pausing and breathing and being still long enough for your spirit to recalibrate. Stillness isn't doing nothing. Stillness is listening. It is learning to trust that while you rest, heaven is still working. It is allowing God's presence to steady your inner world so you can walk your path with confidence. The second instruction is guard your heart. When you are destined for something greater, your heart becomes a battlefield. Protect your peace. Not everyone deserves full access to your mind, your emotions, your vulnerability, or your plans. There will be seasons where you must be selective about who has permission to speak into your dreams. God is guarding your future, but you must guard your spirit. Be careful with bitterness. Release anger quickly. Don't let disappointments poison your hope. Your heart is the container of your calling. Treat it as sacred. The third instruction is walk with courage. Divine protection does not eliminate movement. It empowers it. You are not guarded so that you can hide. You are guarded so that you can advance without fear. There will be doors you are asked to walk through that feel bigger than you. There will be opportunities you feel unqualified for. There will be seasons that stretch you beyond what you thought possible. Do not retreat. Do not shrink. Do not apologize for the favor on your life. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to trust God more than uncertainty. The fourth instruction is stay obedient to divine nudges. Sometimes God speaks in whispers rather than thunder. A quiet conviction, a gentle push, a sudden clarity that says, "This isn't for you," or "Step forward now." Your spirit will recognize these moments. Obedience is a bridge. It carries you from where you are to where destiny is waiting. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in your life will not come from effort, but from obedience. Not from striving, but from responding. The fifth instruction is remain grateful even before you see the fulfillment. Gratitude keeps your heart open. It keeps your spirit light. It reminds you that God has already been faithful, and He won't stop now. When you thank God in advance, you are not pretending everything is perfect. You are acknowledging that everything is purposed. Gratitude turns anxiety into trust. It turns waiting into worship. It turns uncertainty into expectancy. And finally, perhaps one of the greatest instructions: do not downgrade your identity to fit temporary situations. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by broken moments. You are not measured by delays or disappointments. You are becoming something greater than what you have walked through. When God guards something, it is never ordinary. When God stands watch, it is because what He is cultivating in you carries significance. So step forward with intention. Live aware. Live conscious of the divine presence overseeing your journey. Hold your head higher, not out of pride, but out of confidence in the one standing watch. Move with reverence, but also with boldness, with humility, but also with authority. Heaven is not guarding you so you can survive quietly. Heaven is guarding you because your life carries impact. These instructions are not burdens, they are empowerment. They are reminders that you are partnering with something much bigger than your own strength. You are moving in rhythm with a divine plan that is already unfolding. And as you follow these sacred steps, you will begin to feel something even stronger than reassurance. You will begin to feel safe in the hands of destiny itself. Because the one watching over your future has no history of failure. And you are walking forward under divine supervision. And as you begin to walk in alignment with this calling, something beautiful begins to surround you. A peace that isn't fragile, a confidence that isn't loud, a security that doesn't depend on circumstances. Because what guards your future is not human strength, not fragile hope, not blind optimism. It is divine covering. It is the presence of God encircling your life like a living shield. There is a protection over you that moves beyond what you can see. It operates in both visible and invisible realms. There are things that never reached you because heaven intercepted them before they formed. There are battles you were never even aware of because God fought them silently on your behalf. There are nights where your tears felt like prayers, and without words, heaven responded by strengthening your spirit. You have never walked alone, not even once. Imagine your life wrapped in a holy perimeter. Every step ahead, every chapter unfolding, every season approaching is under surveillance by a loving guardian who refuses to lose track of you. Where others might collapse from what you've endured, you have remained standing because you were upheld. Where others may have lost themselves in the storm, you somehow found grace to keep going. That was not luck. That was protection, wearing the gentle face of endurance. And God is not only guarding your path, He is guarding your identity. He is shielding your worth from being destroyed by rejection. He is guarding your hope from being diminished by past wounds. He is protecting your spirit from breaking under the weight of pressure. Even in moments where your heart felt fragile, something stronger wrapped around it. Even in moments where your strength felt gone, something unseen kept you together. That something has always been Him. There will be days ahead where you may feel unsure, where questions arise, where moments grow heavy. But every time uncertainty tries to creep in, remember this truth: you are surrounded. Not by fear, not by danger, but by divine presence. When you rest, God stands watch. When you move, God goes with you. When you face what feels unknown, heaven has already been there and prepared the ground beneath your feet. And because you are guarded, you are also guided. You won't just survive, you will be led. He will whisper clarity when confusion comes. He will place strength in your chest when courage feels thin. He will calm storms inside your heart before calming storms outside your life. His protection is not just about keeping harm away. It's about nurturing what is sacred within you so that your destiny can unfold in fullness. So breathe with lighter lungs. Rest without fear of collapse. Walk forward without the shadow of doom following you. Let your soul unclench. Let your spirit soften. Let peace take root. Because your life is not drifting. Your journey is not exposed. Your future is not vulnerable. Heaven is standing watch, and you are safe in the hands that have never failed. What comes next is not simply protection, it is transformation. And as divine protection surrounds your future, something extraordinary begins to unfold inside you. It happens slowly at first, like dawn stretching over a quiet horizon. Then, more boldly, like sunlight filling every forgotten corner. You begin to transform, not merely on the outside, not simply in visible achievements or milestones, but deep within the core of who you are. Protection has given your spirit permission to grow, without fear to become, without restraint to expand, without the anxiety of collapse. There is a moment in every guarded life where survival turns into awakening, where what once felt like merely getting through becomes rising into. You will enter seasons where strength flows from you more naturally, where clarity replaces confusion, where confidence grows not from arrogance but from alignment. You begin to recognize that everything you endured shaped you for where you are going. Nothing was wasted. No battle was meaningless. Every season prepared you for the weight of blessing that is coming. You will notice the transformation in your spirit first. Your thoughts become steadier. Your heart becomes gentler, yet firmer. Your perspective shifts. Where you once saw obstacles, you begin to see training. Where you once saw endings, you begin to recognize transitions. Where you once grieved what you lost, you begin to celebrate what you gained in wisdom, depth, and maturity. This is the beauty of a guarded destiny. Protection allows wholeness to form. It gives room for identity to fully awaken. Then the transformation begins to move outward. Doors begin opening. Opportunities align with divine precision. People who resonate with your purpose begin entering your life not by coincidence, but by orchestration. The right conversations, right moments, right positioning, all begin flowing together like pieces of a story that finally reach their destined chapter. You will step into things you once only dreamed of. You will carry responsibilities you once didn't think you could hold. And through it all, peace will walk with you. There will be fulfillment, not only in tangible success, but in the deeper fulfillment of the soul. You will feel the joy of knowing you are where you're meant to be. The relief of not fighting to force what doesn't belong. The wonder of watching what God promised begin to materialize in ways more beautiful than you imagined. Fulfillment is not only receiving, it is realizing how deeply cared for you have been the entire journey. And when these moments arrive, gratitude will swell in you like a holy echo. You will look back and see it, the avoided disasters, the delayed timings, the silent protection, the preserved innocence, the guarded hope. You will see how every season, even the painful ones, were stitched with purpose. You'll whisper to yourself, perhaps through tears, perhaps through awe, perhaps through quiet reverence, "Now I understand. God never left me. God never forgot me. God was guarding me the whole time." Transformation is the gift of being watched over. Fulfillment is the reward of being faithfully guided. What lies ahead is not random fortune. It is destiny unfolding under divine supervision. And now, as you prepare to step forward into the guarded future waiting for you, let your heart receive one final sealing. Not just words, but a blessing spoken over your spirit, like light resting gently upon your life. Before we close, let these truths anchor themselves in your spirit. Speak them. Hold them. Let them resonate like a quiet drumbeat inside your soul. Affirmation 1. I am protected. My life is watched over. My future is guarded by divine hands. Affirmation 2. I trust the path ahead even when I cannot see it. I walk in peace because heaven walks with me. Affirmation 3. I am chosen, strengthened, guided, and sustained. What is meant for me will reach me. Affirmation 4. I release fear. I embrace faith. I rest in divine protection and divine timing. Let these affirmations move from your lips into your heart. Let them live there. Let them guide how you breathe, how you move, how you hope. And now, receive this blessing. May your spirit rest in the assurance that you are never unseen. May your heart find comfort in the truth that every step ahead is under watchful care. May peace wrap around your life like a warm cloak, settling every anxious thought and steadying every uncertain fear. May you walk boldly, knowing you are covered. May you rise confidently, knowing you are guided. May you live fully knowing heaven stands guard over everything your life is becoming. May every storm pass without breaking you. May every challenge strengthen you. May every delay prepare you. And may every blessing find you right on time. Your future is not fragile. Your destiny is not exposed. Your journey is not unprotected. You are surrounded. You are seen. You are safeguarded. And as you move forward from this moment, may you never again doubt it. Your future is guarded, and God stands watch.